Hey guys, what's going on? Isaiah Tripp here with Trip Talk, back with another video. Just wanted to make this one quick. It's something I've learned over time through trial and error, and both through personal experience. And that's just that you can't teach people and influence people who are not ready to learn, who are not in a space to receive what you're saying. There's just sometimes where people are just not ready to receive what you're saying, and that's okay. In the past, I would try to force people to see it my way, try to force people to take heed to advice I was giving them because I knew it was good advice, and I would sort of bump my head when I knew they weren't listening. I would sort of stress myself out when I knew they weren't listening because I felt like it was something wrong with me. Maybe I wasn't delivering the message correctly. Maybe I wasn't right, or maybe I didn't know that I was right because they had such a opposite opinion of mine, and that's not necessarily the case. It's just that people go through life at different periods and different phases, and people are ready for certain things at different times. Even myself, when I say personal experience, there's been times where people try to teach me stuff and give me advice, and although I pride myself on listening, I realized in hindsight that I just wasn't ready to take heed to the advice that they were giving me. I wasn't mature enough. I wasn't in a space where I was just ready to receive. I wasn't in a space where I was willing to receive. I probably wasn't in a space to be as humble as I needed to be to receive the great advice. And so people go through different stages, and I just know at times we as people, we may see something going on with someone else where we may see and say that, hey, I've been through that before, I can help you out. Oftentimes as a parent, it goes down like that. You see a child going through something and you've been through it, you know the answers, and you just want to give them the answers. You just want to help them out. And your child just may not want to listen. And as a parent, you start to ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? Why isn't my child listening? Why isn't they taking heed to my advice? What am I doing wrong? And a lot of times you have to understand that it's not always about you. It's about them and their growth. When they're ready to receive it, when they're at a point where they're ready to take heed to it and actually ready to apply it, then that's what they'll do. And so I just wanted to kind of tap in and say with you guys that, if you want to give somebody advice, if you want to help somebody out and it just seems like they're not listening, and it seems like they don't want to listen, or it seems like they're disrespecting you, just kind of take a step back and realize that it's not all about you. You can't help everybody, and understand that in due time, whether they take advice from you or they take advice from somebody else, they're gonna get to where they need to get to. So you don't have to stress about them. And as a matter of fact, you don't want to stress about them, because that's just going to pull you into a negative state. That's going to pull you down. You just make sure you control your energy, control what you can control. If somebody asks you for advice and then you want to go ahead and give it to them, go ahead and give it to them, but detach from the outcome. Detach from the fact that they have to listen. Detach from the fact that they have to apply it at a certain point. Just be in a spirit of giving. Just give freely when somebody asks for it. And if they want to take heed to it, that's on them. If they don't want to take heed to it, that's still on them. But at least you did your part by offering the advice. But don't get too caught up into it. Don't get too caught up into it, because again, that's only just going to drag you down. What I mean by drag you down, again, when people not really listening to you, or they're not taking heed to the advice that you know is going to help them. And really it comes from a place of love, because you just want to help this person out. You know the answer that they don't see yet, and you just want to help them out and give them the answer so they can get to maybe the peace that you have. And you just have to realize that people got to find their own way. You know, people got to find their own way, and that's just what it is. And that's okay. Even you, personally, like, you got to find your own way. Like, people can tell you stuff all day long, but, you know, people can tell you it sucks when you touch an iron because it burns, a hot iron, and it burns. Like, people can tell you that all day, but until you touch a hot iron and it actually burns you, you won't really know. You know what I mean? People can tell you about the struggle in the hood all day, but until you actually been to the hood, until you actually struggled in the hood, you won't really know. And so people just need to find their own way. And the best teacher anyway, and I'll kind of close on this point, the best teacher anyway is experience. That's the best teacher. Like I said, people can tell you stuff all day, but until you experience it, you won't really know. You know, the best teacher is experience. One of my favorite authors, Robert Kiyosaki, the one that wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the reason why he is against school, or one of the reasons why he is against school, he's not a big proponent of, he's not a big, you know, supporter of school, is because, think about it, the people that's teaching you these subjects, especially in college, a lot of times they haven't even been in that field. They just studied that field, and they're just regurgitating information that they know. And so school is okay, but the information that you're getting, the person that's giving you the information, let's say if you're taking a business class, a lot of these business teachers never even opened their own business. So really it's just a regurgitation of information. They can't really guide you on what the business world is going to be like. You got to figure out the business world on your own through experience when you actually open your own business. I mean, they can teach you the arithmetic and the knowledge that's in the books, but that's not going to give you a real life indication of what it's really going to be like when you get out there and try to open your own business. You can take a business class all you want, but trust me, when you go out there and actually try to start your own business, you're gonna go through the fire. Like, you're gonna go through everything that you're supposed to go through to get to a point where you have a successful business. Just because you take a class don't mean you're gonna graduate and come out and have a successful business because you took the class. No, it's all about experience. Life is about experience. And so when we're trying to teach others, don't get so caught up into the results. Don't get so caught up into them listening or not listening. You just freely give the advice if they ask for it, or if you know it can help them. And in due time, when they go through their experience, they're going to go back and play the tapes and realize what advice they got. And they're going to go back and apply it. And it's going to help them out. But they got to have that experience. They got to have that real life application and experience. So, you know, don't get so caught up into the results. You know, when you're trying to tell people stuff, don't try to change their mind. The last point I'll make is don't try to change people's mind. Don't try to change their mind. You know, don't try to change their mind for them to think how you think, or for them to think what you think. Like, they got their own life, and they're going to get to their own destination in their own way. If you want to aid and help, again, if you have some valuable information to share with them, go ahead and share it with them. But don't try to change their mind about anything or change their path. They're going to find their way, and they're going to find their path in their own time and in their own way. Okay? So I'm Isaiah Tripp. This is Tripp Talk. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button down below. If you want to discuss, if you want to confirm some of the things I was saying, or if you have a disagreement, comment that down below. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing today. And also, if you want to donate to the channel, you can do that as well. All right, I'm Isaiah Tripp. This is Tripp Talk. Until next time.